Hey, what's up, movie fans? I recently watched The Green Room this weekend, and here is my as minimal possible spoiler-free review of The Green Room. Now, this film stars Anton Yelchin, Patrick Stewart, and Imogen Poots. This is an independent film shot for $5 million. Basically, there is this punk rock group in Oregon who doesn't want to be digital. They're not on Facebook. They're not on MySpace. They are the last of a dying culture. They want to have the experience of a live performance. They possibly will have, like an LP kind of deal going on. They don't want to be digital. They want the experience. Unfortunately, they're not making the money that they could be making if they were online because they're true to their core. So they're taking basically dive bar performance gigs. When their gig falls through, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. The guy who is supposed to set them up, after doing an interview, has pulled some strings, and he's got them a gig several miles away in another part of Oregon. The only big problem is it's a neo-Nazi bar. They decided, what else do they have as an option to do? So they take this gig. It's a dark, dungy place in the middle of absolute nowhere. They perform, and they forget their cell phone after the gig is over. They go upstairs. They realize that in their green room, aka their dressing room, there has been a murder. Immediately the door shuts. They are told they have to be in there until the cops come. Well, the cops, they ain't coming. They have to decide what are they going to do. Now, this isn't, like your typical action horror film where, it's a bank accountant who's a badass or anything like that. These are presumably, very early 20-year-old punk rockers. They're not murderers. They're not, cops. They're not, bodybuilders. They're just people that play their instruments at, truck stops and dive bars and stuff like that. So for that, it's a huge amount of credit. These characters are just normal people that aren't these badass super soldiers that you see so much in action movies. It also gives them kind of a dumb stoner teen kind of mentality, like cliche horror, where they literally say stuff like "Let's split up." It bridges between like suspense thriller and horror at certain moments. While there's not a tremendous amount of action in the film, when there is action, it is absolutely intense. It is brutal. It is realistic. The gore factor is through the roof. For a certain amount of certain points. Like, there's literally a scene that they take it to an 11 out of 10. Like, literally there's a scene where someone's stomach is ripped open, and the other most iconic scene is someone's arm is brutally chopped. It's unexpected, and I think that's why it's so effective. At that point, the hand scene is where a family in my theater walked out. It affected them that profoundly. Anton Yelchin is one of these actors that I've been a big fan of. I remember for sure seeing him in 2005's Alpha Dog and being blown away by his ability at such a young age. I mean, literally, the dude looks like he's aged maybe 2 years in 11 years. Like, he could play a teenager, he could play a 20-something, because the dude just doesn't age. Seeing him in a huge budget film like the latest Star Wars film, it's really interesting seeing him play in this back to the basic low budget indie film, and he does a great job. Patrick Stewart plays the owner of this neo-Nazi establishment, and I kind of wish that he had more of a connection with the film, but that being said, it's short, sweet, and to the point. It absolutely leaves you engaged into these characters. While some of the dialogue may be really dumb at certain points, it is believable if you know, if you're around people of this age group, this demographic. It's a believable, relatable ideal. You absolutely, I did at least, want these people to survive. They're just kids that are just living out their dream, living out their early 20s, attempting to live them out after this film. There's some solid performances in this film that I really liked. And I think Anton Yelchin did a great job in this film. It's a thumbs up. Brutal, gory at certain moments in the film, and I think it absolutely proved its punch. It's cliche at moments, but then it also turns you on your head at certain moments, and it absolutely delivers in the guttural personification of "I need these people to survive." So I think they accomplished a successful film right here. Low budget. No 100, jump cuts here and there. None of that stuff. Just pure suspense and some really impressive, impactful gore. Thank you so much for watching. I love talking about movies. Hopefully you love talking about movies as well. Feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you guys think of the movie. Even if you hated it, leave a comment and let me know what you guys think. You can check out my other movie reviews. Just click on my username, London Hawthorne. Type in my search bar review. You'll see my other hundreds of movie reviews. I've seen thousands of movies, and I love talking about movies. If you have any recommendations for more movies, please check out, or please leave a comment and let me know. Thank you once again for watching my movie reviews. This is London Hawthorne. Let's talk about movies.